Good Monday morning to you. We sure hope you had a great weekend, and we're happy to share some time together as we kick off another week here on Virginia This Morning. Andrea Swipe-Murdaugh joins me today. I'm Amy Lacey.
Good morning, Amy, and good morning to all of you. It's another show featuring the A-Team, Andreas and Amy. I'm always happy to be here with you as well, coming off of a great weekend, and I already feel like it's going to be a great day. We talked about how much that extra hour yesterday did for us.
By 8 a.m. yesterday, I was kind of like, wow, I've already had a full day, because I felt like I got out of bed, I started doing things around the house, and I felt very, very productive. But then on the flip side, at 6:30 p.m., I'm very tired. So, you know, but it's what everybody's going through today.
That's right. That's right. I was thinking that this would be the shift to my 5 a.m. wake ups, you know, all of that. And then I turned around this morning after not going to bed according to this new time frame. I stayed up way too late. So I'll try again tomorrow. But yeah, I'm not well adjusted.
Isn't it a weird existence? The first few days after a time change feels like this different universe or something, because we all kind of walk around like, what time is it now? It doesn't look like 5 o'clock, you know?
Well, and your phone changing for you sometimes makes it more confusing. Because you're like, wait, what changed? What didn't? I saw something on Instagram that said, if you're trying to change your phone, don't worry about it. If you're trying to change your clocks, you know, go in your house, go back an hour. If you're trying to change the clock in your car, don't worry about it. Just hold on for the next 6 months. So I'm going to follow that trend. This morning I said, oh, is it 9? No, it's actually 8.
Yesterday I confused myself though, because I did not do it on the stove, and then I looked at it and I thought it was the wrong time for a very big chunk of the day, but I made it on time today.
There we go.
And that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. It's a great way to start the day here on time.
Well, it is another great start to the week, and it's a good time to hit the reset button. Remember who you are and take up space. Don't be afraid to let the best of you shine. That's the topic today as we continue our Motivational Monday series. Award-winning author Stacey Hawkins Adams will lead our conversation.
She always helps get me together first thing on a Monday morning. I love it. And sometimes if you can visualize it, you can make it happen. Today we have an interesting segment on vision boards. Diana Farchione is a local entrepreneur who is going to show us how to build one. That's coming up in our second half hour.
And of course, we always enjoy staying connected with you, our valued friends and viewers of the show. One way we can do this is by sharing your favorite memories in our Everywhere You Are feature. We've seen all kinds of fun and interesting things like this one. Take a look. We will tell you who sent it in and share a few others. That's coming up a little later today in our live show.
I can't wait.
I know.
The suspense is killing me.
Yes, it is.
Well, let's get a check of the local Monday forecast with CBS 6 meteorologist Julie Watkins, who's in for Tom Patton today. Always good to see you, Julie.
Great to see you guys. I think Tom, that hour kind of messed him up a little bit for his morning shift, so he's taking the day off. And he'll be back on track, though, tomorrow. So he'll be back on our Tuesday. Yeah, looking nice out there. I know it's a little chilly, though, kicking off the day. So we made it mainly in the 40s for that overnight low for areas right around Richmond. There was a lot of 30s out there, too. 55 is that current temperature. The wind's light coming in out of the northeast, right around 7 miles an hour. But that wind is going to shift to the south, and with that will come the warmer air. So today it's actually going to feel a lot more comfortable than what we had over the weekend once that temperature begins to rise. So it's already in the mid-50s for areas right around Richmond. We've got some low 50s for Petersburg, right around 50 in Chester. But 70s is where we should make it, I guess, depending on how much sunshine we get. But when we get that breaks of sunshine, we should at least touch near 70 for Richmond, Chester, down through Wakefield and Emporia. Surrounding areas with the cloud coverage, especially for western zones, they'll mainly hold in the low to mid 60s for today. And then for tonight, not as cool. We've got 40s and 50s to kick off the day tomorrow, but then even warmer on our Tuesday. So it is going to be very nice, near 80 degrees for much of central Virginia. And then going into Wednesday morning, quite mild. That's normally our daytime high of about 65, and we're going to see that for the morning low on Wednesday. High pressure, that was the big weather feature over the last couple of days, but as it's breaking down, it's allowing for a lot of the clouds to push in from that cold front that is still across across the center section of the country. So there is a lot of rain associated with it, but you'll notice that it is beginning to now break apart, and that will continue as it heads towards our area. So we are not going to get that big swath of rain or moisture that they're seeing right now across Indiana, but we will get bits and pieces of it going into Thursday. So we've got a rain chance on Thursday of about 20-30% possibly, and then a little bit more for Sunday. But again, rain chances few and far between as we go into the work week. So it's going to hit 70, right at 70 at least for some areas, and we'll call it mostly cloudy with some breaks of sunshine. As we go into tonight, keeping it rather mild at 53 for the overnight low. Don't forget that sunset now is happening right around that 5 o'clock hour. So the cool down will of course come a lot sooner. And then checking out the next 7 days, we've got upper 70s for Tuesday. We'll peak at 81. That's going to be probably the warmest day out of the next 7 on Wednesday. And then we're back down into the 70s heading into the weekend, tracking another cold front. So for Sunday, not really bringing the chill, but it'll knock us down a few degrees. And those overnight lows will also come down to right around 50 going into the weekend. That's Check Your Forecast for Jan This Morning starts right after this.
Monday to you. It is November 4th, just after 9 a.m. And that, of course, means you tuned in at the right time for the area's only live local talk and entertainment show, Virginia This Morning. I'm Amy Lacey with Andreas White-Murdaugh here today. Good morning, Andreas.
Good morning. What a day. We are already well into November.
Yes, we are.
It's a pleasure to be with you. We make up the A-Team, Amy and Andreas, and what a great way to kick off another week together. Again, November 4th already. Thanksgiving right around the corner.
I know, already making plans for the holiday. That's right. Heading up north to my family in Pennsylvania this year. I'm very excited about it. So it'll be a lot of fun.
We have already done the holiday home prep project.
Okay.
We've started it at least, but every day, every week, we're looking into what else do we need to get done before the holiday. So hopefully it'll be a little less stressful when the day comes.
Well, you have a lot of trees in your house, correct? You have more than one.
We do. We have a couple Christmas trees. And so as soon as we came in from Halloween trick-or-treating the other night, my husband said, it's your time to shine. And I'm ready to open up that Christmas closet and get this thing going. But I am trying to, my little cousin always said, protect the turkeys.
That's right. You got to remember Thanksgiving too.
We're going to give it a few more weeks, and then it's time to open up that closet.
Well, award-winning author and writing coach Stacey Hawkins Adams is here as part of our Motivational Monday series. She has another thought-provoking topic to share when we connect with her in just a few minutes. Maybe one day we can talk to her about protecting the turkeys.
There you go. Protecting those few weeks between now and Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, she's a local entrepreneur who specializes in all kinds of fun things to do, including building vision boards, and that's exactly what we plan to do today. Diana Farchione is here and will show us how. Okay, now this is a fun mention.
Okay.
According to our favorite calendar, the food holiday calendar.
Everybody's favorite calendar.
Of course it is. Today is National Candy Day. In perfect timing, just when we've got a little stash, hopefully still left.
Yes, we do.
From last week.
Huge stash, like a garbage bag size stash my daughter got this year from all the different Halloween events that she went to this year.
We've been rationing ours, trying to make it go a little bit.
It's a lot. It's a lot. You gotta watch yourself. You gotta pace yourself.
That's
with
right.
all the chocolate at home.
Self-control. Okay, so speaking of candy, what is your all-time favorite candy?
All of the above. I mean, just depending on the day. I mean, but really, I mean, I said this when Evan asked us what our favorite Halloween candy was, and anything with it was chocolate and something crunchy in it.
Okay.
I love that. The texture, the flavor, it makes me happy.
So I've got to be in a certain mood for the chocolate piece.
Okay.
But I love sweet tarts.
Okay, I get it.
The jumbo, excuse me, Smarties, the jumbo ones
I get that.
especially.
Those are good.
Those are my absolute favorite.
And they could be any time of year, right?
Any time of year. That's right, that's right. Well, just before we had to break, here's a fun annual event you might want to put on your calendar for next month, but in the meantime, Julie Watkins is still here.
I'm still
We need to know, what is the weather looking
You
like?
can't get rid of me just yet.
We would never want to get rid of you.
I've got so much more to talk about when it comes to the weather. Can never stop. But
What about candy and you, Julie?
For
What is
me,
your favorite candy?
okay, Smarties I do not get. I do not understand that. It's just like powder. It's just dry powder.
Or for me, Julie.
Is it? Is it the sweetness?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
You have to get the big jumbo ones. I'm going to bring them in.
Okay, I will try.
It will change your life, Julie.
I think it's a texture thing with that. I don't know. But for me, chocolate peanut butter can never go wrong. That combination.
Good combo.
We'll have to make a candy charcuterie board. I'll take all the sweet stuff. Y'all take the chocolate.
Okay.
That's actually a really good matchup.
Yeah.
We can handle that.
Balance.
All right.
So we got a great week
Loosen
coming up.
the girdle a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit more warm weather on the horizon.
It's unbelievable what's happening in the month of November to see temperatures like this. And, you know, we saw those 80s last week, and we're not done with it just yet. In fact, the warmer weather is making a return going into the work week. So looking outside right now, I know that there's a lot more clouds overhead, but we should see some breaks of sunshine here or there. But clouds will be the trend for today, tomorrow, and more so on Wednesday as well. So we are seeing a lot of moisture kind of pushing in from the west. Right now, those temperatures, at least they're in the 50s, still feeling quite cool out there, but it'll feel comfortable as we head towards that lunchtime hour. We'll be pushing into the 60s, probably peaking right around 69 to 70 degrees for areas in central Virginia and point southward. We'll keep it cool, though, for western zones as clouds will be a little bit thicker out there. You can see those clouds really progressing now, covering much of the eastern seaboard. The rain has not made any headway just yet, but we are keeping an eye on that, as a likelihood to see that rain will happen more so for Thursday for us. So it will come in bits and pieces. We're not going to get a big soaker out of that system that is producing some headaches directly to the west of us, unfortunately, because we do kind of need the rain. We saw a big deficit for the month of October, but we are noticing that, again, that cloud kind of gathering through Thursday, and then about 20% of us probably seeing a shower or two. But, you know, the tropics, they're still going. We have one more month to get through, and we're watching this system right now that's in the Caribbean, and it's likely to become our next tropical storm and then eventually a hurricane as it pushes northward into the Gulf of Mexico. Hopefully it will weaken back down to a tropical storm as it makes its approach towards the southeast. So right now it's looking like it's making a beeline towards Louisiana going into the weekend. For our weather, it's pretty uneventful. 70 degrees for today, partly sunny and mostly cloudy. So sometimes we'll get a little bit of that sunshine that will break through. 53 for tonight, partly cloudy skies yet again, but even warmer weather. 81 degrees on Wednesday. Our average is about 65. We're nowhere near that for the next several days, in fact. On Sunday, probably seeing a small cool down of about 68, but still unseasonably warm for this time of year. And even those overnight lows will stay elevated in the 50s and low 60s. So comfortable nights in store for us. And if you like the warm weather, well, there you got your setup there, and still not tracking a huge cold front that will shake these temperatures up for the next couple of weeks, in fact. So that's checking your forecast. But now, before we head to break, we want to share a fun annual event that you might want to put on your calendar for next month.
This segment is sponsored by CarMax and Sports Backers.
The CarMax Tacky Light Run is an annual event so many of us look forward to right here in Richmond.
It is such a good time. Joining us this year with all the details is Nan Callahan, PR and Communications Manager of Sports Backers, along with Craig Kronheim, Senior Vice President and Chief Human Resources Officer at CarMax. They're both here to share more about the event. Thank you so much for coming in today to Virginia this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Nan, of course, this is an event that is so beloved in Richmond, but there are a few changes this year that folks might want to know about.
Yes, yeah, we're in our 12th year, which feels crazy, but you know, this event has just gotten tackier and tackier, if that's possible. And we are still in Walton Park, which is just the best neighborhood for this event.
They go
truly,
all out.
They do, yeah, they truly bring the holidays to life. And so if many of you are probably familiar, if you've done the event before, with Dawn Ridge Court, which has kind of been our jewel in our course. It's also known as Christmas Court. So as the event progressed, we kind of noticed across the street from Dawn Ridge is Coral View Court, and they kind of started to throw down some competition.
Okay.
And we made a award several years in that was Best Off-Course House for Coral View because they kept really going big. They have somebody on that street that's an arborist, so there's some lights way up high in the trees. It just looks beautiful. And so after a lot of thinking about it, we thought what better way to kind of freshen up this event year over year. And we're gonna alternate. So this year, instead of taking a right onto Don Ridge, people will take a left onto Coral View, and they'll be able to go down there and see all their decorations. And then, you can still, if you got some extra time, sneak over, walk across the street, look at Don Ridge, but then we'll alternate every other year.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's great. They're like, we're not in the show, but we want to be in the show.
Oh, yeah.
They got themselves.
Yes.
Friendly
So it's just good to always have too many decorations.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice problem to have. Craig, I don't know how long you've been with CarMax. I went out there not long after this event started. They told me, well, we're going to get ready for the event. And I don't know how many of you ever been to the CarMax headquarters. It's big.
Yes, it is.
There's a lot going on out there. And it was a pep rally. I mean, it was like, I felt like I was back in high school again when everybody got so fired up. Is that still kind of the culture there?
That is absolutely the culture. Our associates really know how to bring the energy, and we bring it to the CarMax Tacky Light Run too. We are really committed to doing what our associates care about, and they care about having fun, healthy activities, family-friendly activities. So there's no better way to participate in that than be part of the Tacky Light Run.
I was out for the they were getting ready for the run, and it was like, wow, this is going to be great. I hadn't even been to the run, and I went there, and I went, well, we got to go to the run now, because it was fantastic.
It is every year. That's why we've been involved since the very first Tacky Light Run. So it's 12 years of Tacky, 12 years of CarMax, and we're just thrilled to be part of it.
And you say that, 12 years of Tacky, that is the theme this year.
Yes.
So what will that mean to everybody who goes out there and participates?
Yes, so if you've been out there before, we have a different theme every year. You know, we've had polar bears, we've had penguins, gingerbread house, all your different kind of holiday themes you're used to. So really just celebrating all of those in one. And so we've got, it's kind of like a little snow globe theme that kind of pulls all of the elements in. So here's your medal. We've got a nice, and this is our first glitter medal, which a bunch of us on staff were pretty excited about. But participants get a medal, which also doubles as an ornament for your tree. And then you get to pick between a knit hat or a t-shirt.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. So this has really become a tradition for a lot of people. I have a feeling that there are some trees out there that year after year they put that medal on there as the ornament.
Yes, no, it's definitely something people look forward to, and it's fun to think that we're able to have a part in people's holiday.
Yeah, definitely.
How many CarMax employees actually come out, and I know there's a lot actually get involved in the race?
Absolutely. We have folks who volunteer, we have folks who run, who bring out their families. We have over 2,300 associates in the Richmond area, and this is one of the most popular events for our people.
Oh, my goodness.
It couldn't do it without you, obviously, and proud to have CarMax here in Richmond, and very proud of the way that as a corporate neighbor, you step up. I mean, it really does make a difference.
Well, this is our hometown. So we were started here over 30 years ago, and we are really committed to investing in our community, and this is home.
Fantastic.
And 12 years strong, but if somebody hasn't been out there yet, why should this year be the year that they sign up?
Well, I think, you're getting a course switch, so that's kind of a monumental year to join. But I think just it adds so much to your holiday season. I know it's a busy time of year for everybody, but this is really a great event for anybody, especially families. We have youth pricing for those under 14. We're also stroller friendly, so you can bring kids out and have them in a stroller. It's very walker friendly too. It's very doable for anyone. So I think it's a really unique way to get to see those lights that other than just being in your car. It's a fun way to see them from a different perspective.
And it's about 3.5 mile course.
Yes, we call it a 6K-ish. We really make people guess, but it's about 3.5 miles.
Oh, thank you so much for stopping by, bringing the holiday joy to Virginia this morning.
The sound of the oohs and ahs are just amazing. You just put down a soundtrack. I mean, ooh, ah, it's great. Thank you both for doing it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, this year's Tacky Light Run is happening December 14th, 6 p.m. at the Walton Park neighborhood in Chesterfield, Virginia. For more information, give them a call at 804-285-9495 or visit the website. It's sportsbackers.org. You can connect on social media as well.
Virginia This Morning returns after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Our next guest always has such a positive effect on us. Her contributions to our Motivational Monday series are priceless.
Today, award-winning author Stacey Hawkins Adams is here with another great topic. Hi, Stacey. What's on the docket today?
Good morning. Today, we're going to talk about how to show up as your best self.
Okay.
We've entered November. We have the election tomorrow, which is giving a lot of folks anxiety. We're racing toward the holiday season. It's a time when you can be overloaded, overwhelmed, over anxious. And so how do you still show up as your best self, who you want to be, and how do you leave others better than you found them?
Wow.
Very important thoughts as we kind of are at this crossroads of so many different things.
Yes.
And you're right, having to show up as our best selves. And this is a time of Thanksgiving and kindness and joy. And so we've all got to make intentional decisions to be in that frame of mind.
Absolutely, and you're right about it being intentional, because even though it's those things, we feel like it should be all those things you just mentioned, and a lot of people might be dealing with a loss, grief, something happening with work, inflation, whatever. There are things that make you feel anxious, that make you feel like I can't be joyful, I can't be happy in this season. And so how do you lean into being those things? Or when you encounter someone and you see they're not having that best day, how do you lean into active listening? How do you listen to actually hear what they're saying versus responding? And then how do you decide you want to respond rather than react to things that are happening?
And you know, we're in this time where we're just overloaded with so much information, and sometimes an idea comes in this ear and then it quickly goes out that one. But I think if we frame this as this is a responsibility that we all have, we can make this, we can put this on our to-do list and we can make it happen.
Right, you can put it at the top of your to-do list, because again, it's all about who you want to be and how do you want to show up in the world. And at the end of the day, when you lay your head on your pillow, are you pleased with who you are? Now, we're not perfect. We're always going to have to ask for grace for ourselves, forgive ourselves, ask others to forgive us. But when you start out the day with the right intentions to listen actively, respond instead of react, show empathy to others, you may not always be able to stand in their shoes, but you can understand or remember a time when maybe you were having a bad day, so I'm going to give a little bit extra grace. When we kind of lead with those things, it really helps us make it more active.
And you talk about taking up space, being your best self, but also not being afraid to show your strengths and your joy and the light that you bring to others. So even in times of, you know, anxiety, how do we do that and bring joy to others in that process?
I think it's owning who you are and being okay with who you are. You may be the bubbliest person in your family, and you come in there like, oh, here she is wearing all her bling, and everybody else has their sweatsuits on. Be the blingy person, because even though they may kind of own it, because even though they might tend to complain about it, there's something about that they love, because each of us is designed to be uniquely who we are. We all have something to offer to this world. We have unique gifts and talents, and our personalities is part of that. So when you show up as your full self, you're not trying to be someone else. You really are adding a gift to the world.
And you know, with the election tomorrow, with Thanksgiving coming up in just a couple of weeks, where, you know, some of those family conversations are not the happy conversations for a lot of people, it's important to just remember this as we're navigating those moments.
To remember that, yes, for sure. And also to just remember that when you lead with who you are and you remember that someone else is hopefully trying to do the same, there's some commonality in the middle. What are the things we can agree on? We all love the children. We all want to see the children happy. How do we make that happen? We love the same, you know, dessert. How can we make this dessert together in the kitchen? What are the things that you can find that you can agree upon? So lean into those things.
And sometimes just even starting the conversation that way allows someone else's guard to go down.
Yes.
And so it is, you're approaching the good things and not necessarily the things that are keeping everyone, or the history or the trauma or the baggage that has everyone walking into the room a little more anxious than they should be.
Right. And even when others walk in with their opinions, which will happen a lot tomorrow, this week with the election, let them have their say. If you choose to have your say, fine. But even if you don't choose to have your say, you know who you are, you know what you stand for, and you know what you want to represent. And so let that light lead you even when you don't use words.
And maybe even take something like a social media hiatus.
Yes.
So you can have that light instead of maybe engaging in something ugly.
Exactly. You can be intentional about what you receive and what you give and what you pause. So that's very true.
Very important things to think about, even with the time changing and how that affects people and all of the things that will happen politically. There's so many things that are thrust upon us in this time frame that make things a little bit more difficult. But you're saying we can do it. You have to let that light shine, focus on the good and the things that we have in common between us.
Absolutely, and it sounds a little bit hokey to say, but if you only remember one thing, remember, lead with love. And whatever love is for you, whatever that looks like, whatever that is, just lead with that and you'll be okay.
That's right.
I love that, lead with love. That is what we're going to do today.
Well, it is always a pleasure having you. Thank you for centering us, especially in such an interesting week ahead.
Thank you, Stacy, for another wonderful Motivational Monday. And each Monday, Stacy sends out Motivational Monday emails. If you're interested in subscribing, please visit stacyhawkinsadams.com. Our live show returns in less than 3 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. It is time for Everywhere You Are, and we are so excited to share your memories here on Virginia This Morning.
That's right. Well, here are a couple photos from Halloween.
Oh, you know who these guys are.
Yes, so those are my little guys, Dion as Woody and David as a toy soldier from the Disney story Toy Story. They had such a wonderful time. I was so surprised that they wore their hats and got all into it.
They were really, really determined to get all the candy that they could, and they knew a full outfit was going to do that.
Well, Dion wasn't as concerned about the candy. He wanted to take over people's wagons. He was like, ooh, I like your wagon. I'm going to jump in it. So we did get some candy on David's side.
A little man with a mission.
That's right.
Well, the folks over at Riverside Center for the Performing Arts welcomed 375 kids for their performance of Willy Wonka live on stage. Field trips are back and they are loving it over there. What a great time. Wow, that is amazing. We showed this photo a little bit earlier. So special.
375. What a wonderful, wonderful time. Well, Chanel Jackson Thrower had a great time in Las Vegas, one of my favorite cities. She visited the Wax Museum out there and got a photo with Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, she did.
I believe it's Madame Tussauds museum out there. So
those wax
lots of good
figures
time.
are so realistic that it's hard to kind of determine who is the person and who isn't.
Yes.
Who's made out of wax.
Especially when they go visit and pose beside them. I love that.
Besides themselves, it is phenomenal.
We're so glad that you all had a great time, and thank you for sending in your photos. If you're having fun with your family, friends, and pets, we'd love to share in the adventure while staying connected to you.
Please send us a video, picture, or comment to our Virginia This Morning Facebook or Instagram page, or email us at virginiathismorning@wtvr.com.
Well, there's much more in store when our live show returns. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Virginia is home to some great organizations that make a big impact in our community, one of which is the JP Jumpers Foundation. They have a special event coming up, and here to tell us all about it is Pam Mines, the founder of the organization, along with Cassandra Scarborough. Good morning. Welcome to Virginia This Morning.
Hey, Amy, how are you?
It is so good to see you,
So
Pam.
good to see you.
You and I go way back.
Way back.
You have made so many beautiful things happen in the community. What is this latest layer of joy that you're adding through doing?
It is true joy. Oh, matter of fact, let me get my hat on so I can let the people.
So
I can let the people know.
Yes.
It's Thanksgiving is coming, but it's also Christmas time when it comes to the JP Jumpers. So we are very excited. Every year we have the JP Jumpers Christmas Giving Tree, and people on the tree, everyone on the tree has special needs, from 1-year-old to our oldest one is 83 years old, and we take everybody from infancy to infinity. That's what we say. And so right now we have 267 names on the tree, and the goal is to get all of the names off. And so we're coming to the community saying, we need you to get these names off of the tree so we can bless a family with special needs this season.
Cassandra, you have seen time and time again about how special this is to individuals. Tell us about your organization and how you have benefited supported from this tree.
Thank you. So I represent Support One, and we provide residential group home services to adults that are living with intellectual disabilities, and we love JP Jumpers. You know, our individuals love JP Jumpers. Our staff love JP Jumpers, primarily because it's really pure in what it does. We really get into the community through JP Jumper events, and we're celebrating all kinds of wonderful, purposeful things with those that don't have disabilities, and so we're learning from one another. But this Giving Tree program, so they put our individuals on the tree, which was an honor, honestly, and that's very meaningful to us because I know that, you know, Christmas is not about gifts, but the uniqueness about this is that it's a gift from somebody that cares, and that is the meaning of the holidays and stuff. So. Yeah.
Well, Miss Pam Mines is the meaning of the holiday every single day of the year because you wear your heart right here and everywhere in between. I know it's such a cause close to your heart. Tell us who JP is. I can't wait to see him again because he's probably 6'5", right
Yes, he's very tall. He was a little boy. Now he is a young man, 20 years old now. This all started because he was diagnosed when he was younger, and I just kind of wanted to make sure that he understood that the community had his back and that his mom had his back and our family and our neighbors. And, you know, we used to tell everyone, or we still do, everyone around our neighborhood that he had autism so they could look out for him if something seemed weird or if he wasn't responding like he should. And I was like, you know, I think it'll be kind of helpful if we kind of share this message with everybody. And so, you know, those who come out to our event, sometimes they're newly diagnosed and just not sure what this community looks like. And so when they come to a JP Jumpers event, they see that it's a big rainbow. I mean, everyone there has special needs, but everyone there cares. And it just allows them to be a little more comfortable with themselves. So, you know, it's named after my boy, JP.
Oh, and he is such a great. I call him a kid because I met him when he was little guy. Now I'd have to look up at him, but he's still a kid.
He's still a kid. That's right. That's
such
right.
A sweetheart. Cassandra, when you have an organization like this one that really supports folks with intellectual disabilities and just does it with just such great heart and just such great purpose, how does that really help to break down barriers for many of the individuals?
We were just having this conversation a few minutes ago about those that are uncomfortable around those that have a disability, and you know, the way to get past that discomfort basically is to really talk to the ones that are there supporting the disabled. You know, one of the things that we were really sharing was the laughing, and you know, and how some people might perceive that you're laughing at them, but believe it or not, you're actually creating this joy moment, and they start laughing, and you know, everybody's giggling, and it becomes this really fun moment, and then the barrier, it just breaks, it just comes down once you realize that they're just like everybody else. Just have fun and just treat them normal. That's all they want. They want to live like you do.
So Pam, I know a lot of folks who are watching, they want to support, they want to get involved, they want to go to the Giving Tree. How do they sign up to just have this kind gesture to someone this holiday season?
So you go to jpjumpersfoundation.org, and as soon as you go on there, a JPEG will pop up and it will say, choose some names off of the tree. And once you choose the names off of the tree, you'll bring them to the Natalie's restaurant on November 16th, where we're trying to receive gifts. If there are any names left on the tree, as far as on the website, we're going to put them in live on, you know, in person. They can come get the name off the tree. The giver responsibility is to get at least one gift off of their recipient list. The first gift is a gift that is less than $40. The second gift is whatever they want, and the third gift is a $25 gift card. Okay. So all we're asking is that the giver gets a name off the tree and choose one. Now, if they want to get more than one gift or they want to get more than one thing, that is perfectly okay. But we want everyone who comes to get their gift to have at least one gift waiting for them.
Well, everyone who watches Virginia This Morning, some of the biggest hearts I've ever seen are Virginia This Morning viewers. So we are so glad that we could talk with you both today and share this message and just start spreading this joy around our community.
Yes.
You're going to get a great response.
Thank
I just
you.
know it.
Thank you, guys.
The JP Jumpers Foundation Giving Tree Launch Party is Saturday, November 16th from noon until 4 p.m. at Natalie's Restaurant, which is a wonderful place that employs people of all abilities. For more information, just visit Virginia KarinaThisMorning.com. Andreas, I'll send it your way.
We are proud community partners with Puritan Cleaners and the Richmond Flying Squirrels. You can come join us on November 9th at the Diamond for the Ballpark Warming Party, celebrating Coats for Kids. There will be live music and fun for everyone. We'll be collecting your donations of gently used coats that will be cleaned, repaired if necessary, and distributed this season to children and families who need them. Mark your calendar. The Ballpark Warming Party is next Saturday, November 9th, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the parking lot at the Diamond.
This segment is sponsored by Mr. Fix-It.
Most people don't realize how important gutter protection is to their home. Here to tell us all about the benefits of Gutter Helmet is our friend Mark Benstock, owner of Mr. Fix-It. Good to see you again. Yeah. Welcome back. We have talked about this in the past, but I want to kind of drive home the fact that safety for you and your home, but mostly for you, is step one in Gutter Helmet.
Yeah, we've lost count of how many customers have shared with us all those tragic stories about somebody falling and around the house, getting up on that ladder and, you know, getting injured badly. Gutter helmets, one of the gutters are necessary evil for a house. You have to have the gutters. You've got to be able to get during those heavy rains, even the light rains, get that water controlled and away from the home to help protect the home, protect the landscaping, all that stuff, you know, keep the critters away. Yep. But the necessary step is to have gutter guards on the home that work 24/7, 365. And the cheap Gazmos and filters and things like that that are out there, they're not that long-term successful product. Gutter Helmet is. Gutter Helmet has a lifetime performance warranty. I've had it on my house for crazy years, whether it's a heavy snow that can sit on top or whether it's in the fall, all the leaves falling, or in the springtime, those thunderstorms. Gutter Helmet's going to be there. And again, when we say triple lifetime warranty, it's because it's a material warranty, it's a performance warranty, and it's transferable. So if you go to sell your house, you transfer it to somebody else. So makes it good.
We've talked in the past of, you know, it's not something you see from the street when the house is for sale. Right. But if you tell people that are interested in your house that Gutter Helmet is up there, and if they know, or if you have to tell them the story, then that makes a huge difference, because then you're not up on the ladder again or paying someone to get on the ladder.
Exactly right. So you don't have to worry about being stressed out of, uh-oh, the gutters are clogged again. Do it. If you like to golf, you never have to worry about cleaning your gutters again, but just get out there and have fun on the weekends.
All right, you have a special offer for us right now, because it is special, so tell us about that.
Right now, no payments, no interest for 12 months, or even some folks say, hey, I just want a tiny monthly payment, so $75 a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gutter Helmet has been around for a long time. I know you've been doing it, you said, in your house for years and years. And the people that have it installed are so happy with it. We just had a situation at our house where the gutters were fine, everything's working good, but we needed to get that little attachment that goes on to, again, get the water further away from the house, because we have a basement. Right. So getting that water away from the house is essential. It obviously, if you got clogged gutters, it's going to cause problems up in the air and on the ground.
Well, you're right, and that's what we bring to the table. We're celebrating our 54th year in business, so we are experts at this, and we're going to come out free of charge to do an evaluation, and we'll make recommendations. We might say, hey, you know that downspout right there, it needs to be a little bit larger sized, or hey, there's one that we need to add another one, and this one we need to make a little extension like you're talking about, and get it a further, because we're taking a look about the lay of the land and how the water flows when it rains heavy. Is it flowing towards the house, away from the house? So we'll make those recommendations and give, you know, free advice on how to protect your home.
It makes a huge difference, and Gutter Helmet works. I don't think we said that. It works, folks.
That's right.
Thank you so much for coming in and filling us in on this. All right, and folks, those leaves are starting to fall, so here's a special offer just for you. Mr. Fix-It is offering no interest and no payments for 24 months, plus enjoy $300 off your Gutter Helmet project. The Mr. Fix-It showroom is located at 10,189 Maple Leaf Court in Ashland, Virginia. Give them a call, 804-726-8006, or visit MrFixItVA.com. And stay tuned, we'll be right back.
welcome back. Our next guest hosts workshops on various things, including creating vision boards. Diana Farchione is here to teach me how to create a vision board for the first time, something I have never done, and we welcome you to Virginia this morning.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Curate by Diana.
Yes.
I have had an opportunity to go to some of your classes and have thoroughly enjoyed myself and the wonderful ways that you go about teaching and making us so comfortable with a new activity, whether it's this or what I went to, a charcuterie board making class. So tell us a little bit about your background and what led you to curate.
Yeah, so I was a special education teacher for 10 years, and then just shy of 5, I was a full-time stay-at-home mom. This past winter, I started to feel like I had some extra bandwidth, some extra creative energy, and I was figuring out what could potentially be next for me. Ironically enough, I started by creating a vision board. And that vision board I have here with me today, I use that as a springboard. I next bought a manifestation journal. I also brought that today. At the end of completing that manifestation journal, I had landed on the concept for Curate. So it's just a full circle moment that here today I'm here to talk about vision boards, and that's what started the idea for the business.
Now let's see your vision board, because I've always thought that they had to be big, but you've got it right here, and I would imagine you're able to take this wherever you go and keep your eyes on the prize.
Yeah, so it's really interesting to look back at what I created just about a year ago and all of the things that are coming up that are a part of Curate now. So I have yoga, and I have this theme of gathering and connecting and a lot of the offerings that I have today.
And so it started with a vision board. Before you even know that you were going to specialize in creating vision boards, it started with that. Now, as I mentioned, this is something that I have always wanted to do, but have never quite done. So where do we begin?
So if you were to attend one of my workshops, I start with a guided meditation. And usually I will ask a series of questions. I get people to think about where they're currently directing most of their energy, and then how that feels for them, and then where they might want to start to direct their energy moving forward. After the guided meditation, everybody receives an instructional card. On this card, they have a chance to answer those questions, and then we talk about the steps to actually building a vision board, and those steps are listed on the front of the card.
So you come away with something that even helps you in the future to make sure that you've got it lined up exactly how you need it to for that year coming.
Yeah, so we start by setting a goal or a theme. So for today, you and I were thinking about 2025, nearing the end of the year, and what we want, goals, intentions, what we want the year to feel like.
Okay.
So I'm going to invite you to use your glue and a brush.
All right.
You are going to start by adding glue onto your board.
Okay.
Start with some of your larger images. So anything that's jumping out at you, anything that resonates. From there, any words or phrases that are also jumping out at you, you can start to layer on top of those images.
Okay.
I'm going to do a tiny bit of TV magic here and swap out my blank board for one that I have partially completed.
I have so many great decisions here. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, I think I'm going to start with this one.
And if you were to attend a workshop, you would have time to independently flip through magazines and start thinking about what might resonate with you, but for today's purposes, we're pre-cutting for time's sake.
All right, so we kind of want to put this in the middle.
You can start anywhere. So you can start on the edge, you can start in the middle. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. And if we take a look over at the board that I had started to pre-create here, I have one section that I'll work on and I'll complete. But it's really unique to each person. That's what I love about it. So my board is really personal to me and things that I'm thinking about for 2025. So I have a little section here about business and Curate and wanting it to be successful. I know that travel is in our future. I have this idea of balance between being a mom, being a business owner.
Oh, yeah.
Some self-care. So it's really whatever's coming up for you and whatever you're feeling like you might want to cultivate in the next year.
Okay, so I started off with a picture. It looks like a bookshelf in a lovely, very well organized office. And I think this means a couple things for me. It's also got a lot of books on this bookshelf. So I want to do more reading and research in the coming year and have a lovely space to do it in, peacefulness as I'm doing it. And then I'm adding also a picture that has some gifts, if you will. And so, you know, coming off of the holiday season, it is always such a joyful time, but I think it's also figuring out new ways to utilize my gifts
I love
in the new year.
I love that.
Let's see. I feel like I need another.
That's what's so unique about vision boarding. So for you, if someone else saw that picture, they may not know what it means, but to you, it has meaning and it has something special just for you.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we've got about 30 seconds left. I'm going to have to keep working on my board, but I want to make sure folks know how they can build a vision board with you.
So there are two ways. The first, if you stay up to date with current offerings on my website, on my social media, my next vision board workshop is actually December 8th at Jolene Family Winery, which is where you joined me previously.
Yes, I love it there.
And then any private workshop can be booked directly through my website. So if you're hosting a corporate event, if you are hosting a neighborhood gathering, a girls' night, you can book private workshops directly at www.curatebydiana.com.
Curatebydiana.com. There's so many. I have had such a wonderful experience. You do such a great job of teaching it with using your background. And I'm going to finish my board because if my board can be as successful as what your board started off to be, then 2025 is going to be an incredible year. Thank you so much for being with us. I look forward to finishing it. Curate by Diana is offering a few workshops coming up, including November 23rd, Build a Bouquet at the Harper's Mill Winter Market from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. That's 8600 Pullman Road in Chesterfield. Then December 8th from noon to 2 p.m., Build a Vision at Jolene Family Winery. For more information, visit virginiathismorning.com. And we're going to be sharing our final thoughts and visions when we return. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Virginia This Morning. Ending the show today doing some vision boarding. I was sitting over there listening, and this is just a really great activity to do. I could see it being, as Andres was talking about, a great team building exercise too.
Absolutely, yeah. Wonderful for corporate events.
Yeah, wonderful stuff. And I was just looking here too. I mean, Love and Life in Virginia. How about that?
I love it.
For a vision for every single person here. Just wonderful.
This is so much fun, and I cannot wait to actually be able to finish this. Diana, how many vision boards are you planning to make in 2025?
That's a wonderful question. Historically, I've made 1 to 2 a year, but now that I'm offering this as a part of Curate, we shall see. I see more vision boards in my future.
There you go.
Have visions of vision boards.
I do.
I do. Vision boards.
Thanks for joining us today for Virginia This Morning. Our live Tuesday show will be packed with great information too.
That's right. We hope to see you beginning right here at 8:56 a.m. In the meantime, have a wonderful day.
Have visions of a beautiful day.
Motivational Monday.